Now, what is your lessons to this time? We are going to perform the 7 practicals only mainly. If by chance school gets open before you come to the grade 12, then only qualitative analysis practical I will be performing again and again. Besides this, your practical number 2, that is determining the strength, because these two practicals are very important for us. Your qualitative analysis, which I told you yesterday also, that I have uploaded a trick to perform a qualitative analysis in playlist of the grade 12 practicals. Start learning that. उसको 12th में आते आते तक याद कर लेना, because it is a sure practical which we get in the 12th board exam. Got it? So this is the list of the practicals. Now what we are going to do today, I am going to perform a one practical over here. That particular practical, what you require to do as of now, just look it. After 2nd of December, I will send you a list that how to write a practical. तो on a daily basis, ये नहीं कि चारों पांचों प्रैक्टिकल एक साथ लिख लो, एक एक करके प्रैक्टिकल लिखना शुरू कर देना and get your practical files complete by the 15th December. Is it clear to all of you? This all I will be WhatsApping you, so no need to write down as of now. Clear everyone? What I have told?
मैम फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड प्रैक्टिकल का तो यूट्यूब उसमें से लिखना ना, वीडियो में से।
हाँ, I will guide you everything how to do. So you just today also, like the third practical also which I am saying, that also I have sent you a link, and now also I am going to show you that how we do practically. So just you observe it. Okay. Now in the grade 12, what is there, that there is the purification of impure sample by crystallization technique. Now for this particular process, we can take a benzoic acid, we can take a copper sulfate, we can take a potash alum. The YouTube link which I have sent you, it is for the potash alum. Okay.
यस मैम।
Now let's look. This is the purification of impure sample by crystallization technique. So as potash alum, I have already performed in the practical and send you a link also. So have taken a sample of the copper sulfate. This copper sulfate which I have taken, it is a copper sulfate which we get from the market. It means that it is impure copper sulfate over here. Okay. So what we do in the starting, we take a copper sulfate, put it in a distilled water. Now stir it. After stirring it, what you take? You take a H2SO4, pour in it. Up to here it is clear. Now coming to the next step, you require to filter it. When you filter it, what you are going, the insoluble impurities are left on the filter paper. Now you require to heat the china dish over here. I have on the burner. While heating it, you just stir it. So what happens? The appearance of a crust or a tiny crystals on the side of china dish starts coming, which shows that your copper sulfate has reached a crystallization stage. So what do? You take it, you just pour it over here. You take this dish and put it in a cold water bath and wait for the 30 minutes. Now, if you observe over here, we have got the pure crystals of the copper sulfate. Is it clear to everyone?
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम,
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, in it you have taken only copper sulphate, and in potassium alum you have taken
Now,
potassium sulphate and aluminium
no, no,
sulphate.
no,
Why?
no, 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 wait. देखो, in this, if you look, we are having the three different samples. अगर आपको copper sulphate के pure crystals चाहिए, तो you are going to take the sample of copper sulphate only. If you want a pure crystals of the potash alum, मैंने यहाँ पे potash alum लिया. So what I do, I take it, put it in a distilled water, stir it. Okay. In this, I do not require the H2SO4. I just take it, filter it. On filtering, what
Excuse
happened?
me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, we have to purchase the book of practical.
No, beta. Not required. Do not worry. Whatever will be required, I will tell you. So on filtration, what is happening? Your impurities left on the filter paper. Now again the same step, heating it. You are going to heat it till crystals start appearing over here. Okay. Now what we observe, that crystals have came over here. So we just take it, put it over here, take this dish, put in the cold water bath and wait. Okay. So what happens? What we observe? We observe after 30 minutes that our crystals start coming over here. This shows that, or you can say you have prepared a pure crystals of the potash alum. Is it clear up to here, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, say suppose I want to make a benzoic acid. Okay. So in this case, again, what you are going to do? Tell me. You just take a benzoic acid, put it in a hot water, dissolve it, filter it. On filtration, your insoluble impurities will come on the filter paper. And then coming to the next step, you just take it, put it in a cold water bath, wait for a 30 minutes. What you observe? That if you observe very keenly, you are able to look that what is happening over here, that is your crystals of the benzoic acid has appeared. अब देखो, एक मोटा मोटी सी बात समझना. आपको जब कॉपर सल्फेट बनाना था, आपने कॉपर सल्फेट लिया. When you wanted to make the potash alum, आपने potash alum लिया. When you wanted to make the benzoic acid, you took the benzoic acid. तो whatever the samples we have taken, वो samples कौन से थे? They were the impure samples which we get from the market. And when we are making it, we are preparing it, what we are doing? We are just making them pure. आप impure sample ले रहे हो, impure sample से आप pure crystal बना रहे हो. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
yes, so today you have performed one practical. Let's look at animation also. This is the government app which they have made. So what happened over here, that we are going to do the purification of impure samples by crystallization. So simply they are showing by the copper sulfate. We have taken a dilute sulfuric acid, distilled water and copper sulfate. So what will be the first step? Who is going to tell? What will be the first step?
We will mix the copper sulphate in hot water.
You can just take a normal water also. Okay. Water they have taken. Then copper sulfate they have taken and dissolved the copper sulfate in the water. Then what will be the second step?
Stir it.
After that, what you have to add?
Dilute H2SO4.
Yes. Again stir it. Now what will be the next step?
Filtration.
Filtration. Very good. Now, why we have added acid over here? H2SO4 हमने क्यों डाला? Like this is a Viva question. We add a H2SO4 to prevent the hydrolysis. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Now heating it. Now over here they have taken a sand bath. You can take a water bath also. अगर say suppose you are not having a sand, you can take a water bath. Water bath का मतलब क्या होता है कि like यहाँ पे देखो एक बड़ा सा pan है. In that they have kept a sand. So instead of that you can take in a pan you can take a water and you can heat on that. Like when you melt a dark chocolate now, so it is also done on the water bath only. So same process. And then what will be the last step? Keeping it in a cold water. Allow it cool. When it cools, you will have the crystals. It takes around 30 minutes or so. Got it? Clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay then. Now, what you have learned over here? Tell me.
How to take pure sample from any impure sample of compound.
How to prepare a pure sample, or you can say crystallization of a impure sample.
Crystallization.
Okay, crystallization of a impure sample. Now, in this, I have told you that we are adding a H2SO4. So what is the purpose of H2SO4?
To prevent hydrolysis.
Okay. Anything else which you have learned from there? Anything else? Now, if I ask you to write down this, then you can write down.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Over here. Now, in this, we are having the few Viva questions which can be asked. Note down those questions. That Viva questions you do not require to note in your practical file. You can just keep a separate rough copy for this purpose. Okay? Or you can write down at the back of your chemistry register also. No issues in that case. Question number 1. By this experiment, you are having the few learning outcomes. What are the few learning outcomes? The first
ये
thing is
हमें
what?
लिखना है।
Yes, beta. The first learning outcome is what? That you should know that what is the definition of crystallization? So what do you understand by the crystallization? Tell me. Define the term crystallization. Anyone?
Formation of small crystals.
Now look, write down the definition of the crystallization.
मैम
Yes, beta.
मैम लिखिए कहाँ पर मैम जब आप बता रहे थे वो आपकी ट्रैक हो रही थी वॉइस
Acha beta. I was saying that you can note down in the rough sheets or at the back of your chemistry register itself.
ओके मैम
Okay. Crystallization की definition क्या हो गई? Write down. The substances when present. The substances when present in well-defined geometrical shapes are called crystals.
Ma'am, can you repeat?
Yes, beta. The substances when present in well-defined geometrical shapes are called crystals. These are formed when a hot saturated solution of the salt is allowed to cool
Ma'am,
slowly
after when, ma'am, what? Can you repeat?
when a
मैम
hot
आफ्टर
when a hot saturated solution of the salt is allowed to cool slowly and undisturbed
नॉट अलाउड के बाद क्या
is allowed to cool slowly and undisturbed. This process is called as crystallization. Done?
यस मैम
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Second learning outcome from this practical is what? That we should know the definition of the solubility. What is solubility? Basically, solubility is what? It is the amount of the solute which when dissolved in 100 grams of the solvent provides a saturated solution. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, अब third thing is what? Third viva voice question can be what? कि आपके पास तो already आप market से crystals ले आए थे. तो why we require to do the crystallization, or what is the purpose? Why is crystallization is being done? So question is what? Why is this experiment we are having in the 12th also? Crystallization done. Now, crystallization is done, or you can say crystallization enables to prepare a substance in state of highest purity. It is E. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
अब देखो, the one more question we have over here, that जो आपने hot saturated solution बनाया था, means आपने क्या किया कि आपने crystallization process you started doing it, आपने solution बनाया, solution को आपने heat किया, isn't it? आपने sand bath पे रखा था. In the experiment we looked. So what happens when you are going to heat it? तो always remember that do not completely dry it. It should not be heated so much कि वो पूरा सूख जाए. So what is the question? Why is solution not heated to dryness to get crystals? Anyone who can give this answer? Any idea?
मैम एक
Hmm.
बार ये हीटेड टू के बाद क्या लिखा है आपने?
Heated to dryness to get crystals.
मैम और आपने पहले वाले
मैम क्योंकि
क्वेश्चन
अगर ड्राई कर देंगे तो वो जल जाएगा ना,
Okay.
क्रिस्टल्स कैसे मिलेंगे, उड़ जाएगा.
अच्छा.
नो मैम, इससे
बत-
इम्प्योरिटीज नहीं निकल पाएंगी.
अच्छा. Now write down over here. Your impurities answer is correct. Heating the solution to dryness. Heating the solution to dryness will not remove soluble impurities. Will not remove soluble impurities, and crystals of very poor quality is obtained. Done?
यस मैम।
ओके,
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम।
यस बेटा।
मैम क्रिस्टल्स बनने से सॉल्युबल इम्प्योरिटीज कैसे हटेंगी?
क्रिस्टल बनने से नहीं हटेंगी। सॉल्यूबल इम्प्योरिटीज मतलब कि जो पानी में घुल गई थी, अगर आप उसको पूरा ड्राई कर दोगे तो व्हाट विल हैपन कि उसमें अभी भी पानी है। जब आप उसको हीट कर रहे हो सैंड बाथ में, सैंड बाथ के बाद हीट करने के बाद व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू डू, यू आर पुटिंग इट इन अ वाटर बाथ, कोल्ड वाटर बाथ। तो कोल्ड टेम्परेचर की वजह से क्रिस्टल्स बन रहे हैं और उसमें तब भी मॉइस्चर है। So for drying, what we do, we take that particular china dish and we put them on the filter paper and we do it a dry. अगर आपको ज्यादा जल्दी है, we put it in simple like हमारे पास laboratories के अंदर we have the ovens, हम उसमें उसे heat कर देते हैं and we get a pure perfect crystals. तो उस टाइम में क्या होता है कि उस मॉइस्चर के साथ जो soluble impurities होती हैं वो निकल जाती हैं.
ओके
Okay.
मैम।
Now, the last question in this is why is the hot saturated solution not cooled suddenly? Not cooled suddenly. Okay? अब देखो पहले समझना ये कहाँ पे मिला हमें। आपने सबसे पहले क्या किया था, यू हैव टेकन अ सैंपल, सैंपल को आपने वाटर में डाला एंड यू डिसॉल्व इट, डिसॉल्व करने के बाद आपने फिल्टर किया, फिल्टर करने के बाद आपके पास जो सॉल्यूशन था, व्हाट यू डिड, यू पुट इट ऑन द वाटर बाथ टू हीट इट। हीट करने के बाद जब आप हीट कर रहे हो तो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन कि जो वाटर है वो तो उसका बाहर निकलता जा रहा है, इवेपोरेट होता जा रहा है, सॉल्यूशन आपका धीरे धीरे कंसंट्रेटेड होता जा रहा है, इजंट इट? यस और नो? यस।
यस मैम।
अब वो जो चाइना डिश है जिसमें आपके पास कंसंट्रेटेड सॉल्यूशन है, आपको ऐसा नहीं करना है कि आपने उसको अपने बर्न और एकदम से उसको वाटर बाथ में रख दिया। नो, क्या करना है आपको कि पहले उसको आपका जो भी स्लैब है या लैब का स्लैब जो है उसके ऊपर रखना है फॉर अ मिनट, सो दैट वो थोड़ा सा रूम टेम्परेचर पे आ जाए, इट कूल्स डाउन, and after cooling it or bringing it to a room temperature, you put it in the cold water bath. The reason being for this is what, कि जब आप ऐसा कर रहे हो कि आपका सैचुरेटेड सॉल्यूशन को पहले आप धीरे धीरे कूल होना शुरू कर रहे हो, तो जैसे जैसे वो धीरे धीरे ठंडा होगा, क्रिस्टल्स का जो होगा वो साइज धीरे धीरे आराम से बढ़ेगा, and it will help you to find out or to obtain the better separation or better crystals with a proper geometry. Like in the starting units जब हम लोगों ने केमिस्ट्री पढ़ना शुरू करी थी, तो वहां पे इफ यू रिमेम्बर हमने ऐसा पढ़ा था कि इनकी टेट्राहेड्रल ऑक्टाहेड्रल शेप्स होती हैं, जब हमने हाइब्रिडाइजेशन भी पढ़ना शुरू किया था, इन दैट, याद आया?
यस
इन
मैम।
तो व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन कि आप जब उसको धीरे धीरे कूल करोगे ना, तो उसका सेपरेशन बहुत अच्छा होगा एंड यू विल ऑब्टेन द परफेक्ट ज्योमेट्रिकल स्ट्रक्चर्स ऑफ द क्रिस्टल. Is this point is clear to all of you?
यस मैम।
Okay, then write down its answer. Write down, by allowing saturated solution, by saturated solution to cool slowly, crystals grow in size, width, proper geometry. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for today, we are going to do up to here only. Okay.